Hello, I'm Sarah Hemar, Director of the Audiovisual at Unifrance.
Hello, I'm Cécile Lacoue. I'm the Director of Research at the CNC, the French Film Institute. So the first lesson that we've learned from this research is that we had a record year for the export flow globally, meaning including sales, pre-sales and co-production. And this despite all the consequences of the pandemic that were still felt in that year. So the exporters made a great job, did a great job in 2021. And we had especially pre-sales that were at a record level. They were above the 100 million euros, so that's the first. And also co-production was at its highest since 2003.
And if we want to look at it by genre, we can observe some trends. So the fiction is in high raise with more than 20% growth. And it's now on par with the animation, and the two of them are 2/3 of the French sales altogether. And the animation has decreased a bit, but this is really part of the conjuncture with the COVID, of course, but also the cyclical characteristic of animation. And the documentary also have decreased of 20%. It's been hit hard by the pandemic because they couldn't shoot in lots of countries, and also there's been a bottleneck in post-production, so they are now recovering the traditional pace of production, and also they've been developing a lot, so I'm sure this is also very specific to 2021. I'm confident there's a dynamic for the next future. We basically sell to everybody. In terms of territories, Western Europe is our bigger territory, but our dependency on this territory is getting down because we now are in all the countries, and it also depends of the genre. Animation is a key genre to open doors in difficult territories, but we also see the documentary making great progress in Latin America or in Middle East. So it's really thinking in territories is interesting, but you have to go a bit more granularly in the genre and in the territories themselves, and you find that in details in the detail report of the CNC. And basically, our second territory, if we want to speak like this, are the worldwide rights, and maybe you can detail that.
Yes, worldwide rights are above 40 million euros for the third consecutive year, so it's a very high level. But when you look very specifically at global rights, we see a trend where SVOD platforms actually have decreased their acquisitions of global rights, and they've moved towards more localized acquisitions. So for some specific territories only, and not for all the territories they're present on. And we've also seen that AVOD platforms, so advertising VOD platforms, are on the rise, so taking more global rights. So you see two divergent trends here, and we see that the VOD market is actually in a phase of transition, and the strategies are changing, and the exporters have to adapt. So it adds a layer of complexity to their daily jobs.